Hello, welcome to the Metaphysical Journey. My name is Michael. For this reading tonight, I'm very excited to say that I have a very special guest reader. And this message is not exactly for the collective. This is a message specifically for you, the one that's watching. And before I introduce the guest reader, I want to tell you just a little bit about them. What I can pick up is that this is a person that is often very misunderstood. They work very hard at what they do. They put their heart into whatever they are putting it into. They try hard. They are a service to other people. They truly, genuinely care. However, they don't always feel like people notice that. In fact, the way that they see themselves is they fear not how the world sees them. There's so much about themselves that they know that people just don't see, and they wonder why. Why doesn't the world see them the way that they are and the way that they want to be seen? Many times too, this person doesn't identify how great they are, the abilities they have to tap into the higher self and to receive that information that's needed. It's easy to be of service for others, but it's very hard to be of service to themselves. So that's a little bit about the guest speaker. And I would like to introduce them now. And that guest speaker is you. You are the guest reader tonight for this reading for yourself. So I pose it this way. If you could do a reading and tap into your higher self, and it was a reading for you, what would your higher self tell you? You may think, I don't really tap into my higher self that often. I believe I tap into my team. They provide information to me, but I don't know about my higher self. Did you know that many times of what we're actually tapping into is our higher self? Our higher self is connected to the universal consciousness. So it's connected to the same things that the team and the angels and all that are connected into. They all communicate and they go in, they interact with each other, with the whole energy. So in this reading, I'm going to be pulling cards for you to read for you. And I'll be pulling from 3 decks. The first one is Unsent Letters, Things I Wish I Could Tell You. The second one is What We Have Forgotten by Amy Miranda. And the third is the Soul Helper Oracle by Christine Arena Fader. So, your higher self. If your higher self sent you a message or a letter, or mirrored back something about how you feel about yourself, if you wrote yourself a letter, what would that say? And this is going to kind of set the tone for your reading for you. So I'm going to show you the cards, and I want you to look at them, and I'll read them to you, but see what message you get. Really tap into it. Use your intuition, because I think you might be surprised. This is a very individualized thing because each of you will receive something different based on your current situation. So right now, be thinking about what is really bothering you the most. What is the one situation you are facing right now that you just wish someone would tell you the answer to? You don't know what to do. You feel stuck. What is that? Whatever it is, think about it right now. It should be pretty much at the top of your mind anyway. It keeps you up at night more than likely. And you worry about it all the time. So the card that comes out for you, or they just went all over the place, is this one. You were never mine. We had an unexpected but an undeniable pull to each other. In another life, we could have made it. We would have. I would make sure of it. I'd like to think you would too. I miss you, but you were never mine to miss. So if this was a letter that was sent to you by your higher self, I'm sorry, the focus is crummy. If this was a letter sent to you in relation to the current situation you're facing, does this resonate? What does it refer to? You were never mine. We had an unexpected but an undeniable pull to each other. In another life, we could have made it. We would have. I would make sure of it. I'd like to think you would too. I miss you, but you were never mine to miss. What do you feel you have lost? What do you feel slipped away? Is this relating to another person, a situation, or is this relating to something of yourself that you feel has gone missing and you want it back? You miss it. It's been taken away. Oh, oof. I'm getting really big chills on this one. Perhaps over the course of your life, you have gone in so many different directions and you've been pulled so far away from where your passion is for what you really want to do. You know what you want to do, and you've been pulled so far away from it that you feel that that dream is lost. It's gone forever. You're never going to get it back. You could have had so much, and you're feeling like it's a lost opportunity. It could have been, but now it no longer is. Your higher self is wanting to tell you it's not lost. That letter that you would send, you wish that you could tell yourself, it's a letter that you don't want to send because you want this back. Whatever this is, you want it back. It is time to reclaim that. It is yours. Whatever is meant for you will eventually come to you. So it's not lost. Anyway, that's just my take on the card as well. And I'm reading into this as well for me, but that's the first card. This is the letter. And this letter sets the tone for what is to follow in the next few cards for you to read for yourself. So you can also, if you don't want to do this for yourself, you think about, all right, you're sitting at a table and in front of you is you, and you're reading for yourself. So you have sat down at the table in front of a card reader, which is you, and it's asked you, what's going on in my life? I don't understand why I feel the way I feel. And you pull this card. What reading would you give based on this to set the tone for this? So that's the first card. The second comes from, again, what we have forgotten. And this is a message that is going to be related to the first card. It's kind of a clarifier, a little deeper dive into it to see what area that you may have forgotten over the course of time of thinking all is lost. It's gone away forever. I'm never going to have it again. What have you possibly forgotten? Here we go. Ritual. How does that resonate with you when you look at the image? Really close look at that. How does this speak to you? A ritual is any type of a practice. It's something that's done kind of repetitively, or it's a special thing you put in place to achieve something. In the spiritual sense, it's whatever personal practice you have in place to get yourself in the zone to receive information, whether that is, boy, this camera is not doing great. I apologize for that. Whether that is meditation, breath work, however you choose to do it, spell work, you name it, you have a ritual. The key thing I want to say on this one is that a ritual is individual. It's not a set path or a pattern. This is where spirituality and religion separate. Religion teaches you about the divine. Spirituality, or I've also heard religion teaches you about hell. Spirituality is you've experienced it and been there several times. You have the t-shirt. You probably own the t-shirt franchise. You've been there so many times. You've been to hell and back. So a ritual is a very individual practice. What have you forgotten about your own ritual? Do you have one? Have you let things slide because it's like, I don't have the time right now. I'll get back into it. But if you think back about what is your format, your ritual, what is your religion, your personal religion, your own personal Jesus, whatever you want to call it. What is that was a source of strength and support for you? And what have you forgotten about it? And this is definitely a higher self things saying, think about that. If you don't feel connected to me, what was the thing that help you feel connected before? What's missing? It's time to bring that back. All right. Third card. These are kind of helpful hints or tips, and this comes from Soul Helper Oracle. So here we are. You're at the table. You have you, the reader, in front of you, the sitter, and you've pulled these two cards. You were never mine and ritual. And now you're going to pull from the Soul Helper Oracle. I have trouble with that word soul. I don't know why I'm not pronouncing it right. I apologize for that. And let's see what comes up right here. Card is follow your vision. Never lose sight of what is really important. How does this card speak to you? How would you read this for your amazingly wonderful sitter in front of you, which is you, because you're an incredible reader? How would you interpret this for them? What message do you have for yourself that's coming from your higher self? Follow your vision. Never lose sight of what is really important. What is really important, that is the area where we get very confused. So what is important to you versus what do you feel the world around you believes is important? And which way are you leaning? Yesterday, out of the blue, I don't know why, I was doing something and I heard the phrase, what will people think? Now, I wasn't doing anything weird or anything, but I don't know, I was cleaning the house or something, and I was hearing that, what will people think? And I started thinking about that, and I thought, wow, there's so many things in our life that one question literally fuels everything we do. Well, what will people think? What will people say? It's like, okay, I want to get dressed and go out to eat. Oh, I shouldn't wear that shirt. What will people think? Or maybe I should wear better shoes. What will people think? They'll think that I don't, they'll think, who knows what they'll think. Things that I would like to say to someone. Oh, what will they think? What will they think of me for that? That one question, what will people think, really drives everything. It's based on fear, insecurity, keeping up false pretenses or appearances. So really think about that in your life. Pay attention to that, of how often you think in your head without maybe even saying it. It's like, well, what are people going to think? You start to do something. I don't know. What would people think? This is about following your vision. Never lose sight of what's really important. And what's important is not what other people are going to think. What's important is what you believe, because what you believe is also what you think about yourself. So over the course of time, this ritual that you may have had, you've let things go because what will people think? Well, why do people even have to think anything? They don't even have to be aware of this. It's what you do in your own private area, your prayer closet, your inner sanctuary, whatever it is. Your ritual is yours, your religion, your way. It's private. Don't share that with people, because when you share something about your personal ritual, you are giving something away that puts it out there for criticism. And then what will people think? And we end up changing because of that. I've referenced this movie many times in the past, but it was called Strictly Ballroom. It was, I think it's the one. It was an Australian film. And there's this one really big scene in there where a person's telling one of the actors, a life lived in fear is a life half lived, meaning go for it. Don't worry about what people think. You have to follow your vision. And so this message from your higher self that you're giving to yourself, that is a strong theme here. Your higher self is saying, it's not lost. If you believe, well, it was never mine. I wanted so much for myself. I did. I wanted so much. I could have been so much. I could have been the most amazing card reader. I could have used psychic abilities. I could have been a teacher, a minister, all kinds of things. I could have, but I didn't have the money. I didn't have this. I didn't have that. What will people think? Oh, people were they weren't supportive of it. My family thought I was insane. All these things. So I pushed it aside, and now it's lost forever. No, it is not. It is not lost. It's time to come back. And it's time to do that through your own ritual. And your ritual begins with believing in yourself. Number one, believing in yourself. The power of your religion, of your spirituality, is fueled by you. You are the creator of your life. You are the creator for the life that you want to live. You are the spark of light in your life. And you're probably going to think that I'm stupid for saying that, but I do realize that for many of you, for many of us, we were raised in church to believe that there's an external God somewhere, and we have to rely on God for everything that we need. It's great to pray. I do all the time, but the reality is you're a spark of light from the creator. That means you are a piece of it means you're a creator. You're a fragment of creation, and that fragment is so powerful. You can literally create anything you want for yourself. Do you believe that? Probably no, because we weren't raised to believe that. We were raised to follow ritual, to follow a certain pattern, a certain path. And that's where we messed up. That's where we've been led astray. I'm not saying stop going to your church, not at all. You continue your spiritual practice however you see it. Wherever you find inspiration, do that. But realize while you're there, you also are part of the process. You're not going there to learn about a God somewhere. You're going there to learn about how God operates, because you operate the same way. All the beautiful miracles and things that God and Jesus did, you have that ability too. That's actually in the Bible. The things that I do, greater will you be able to do. That's there. That was said. It is in the Bible. So you can believe it as gospel. If that's where you are, you believe it because you have the same ability, the same power. And your higher self right now is trying to tell you, snap out of it. Do not rely on other people. Do not put yourself at risk of their criticism and condemnation, because this is going to keep you down. You are powerful. You can do this. And this is what your higher self is trying to tell you. Don't give up on you. It is not lost. It's not that something was never yours. It was never yours to lose because it never went anywhere. It's you. And in writing this type of letter, it also was saying that you believe that that is something external and separate from you. And it went away. It can't go away because it's you. It's who you are. It's inside of you. That's not gone. That spark never leaves. It's time to reignite that. Find a new way to practice your beliefs, something that works for you. You decide for yourself, because if you have faith in whatever it is, that is going to fuel the power that you need to manifest the life that you want. I've shared this story before, but it's back in my head really strongly right now. It's the story of the little lady that said, if I can just touch the hem of the garment, I'll be healed. The hem of the garment. If I can just touch their clothing, I can be healed. Now, can clothing heal? No. Clothing doesn't heal. Even the most expensive designers, labels, is not going to heal a person. It's going to make them feel really special. And it's going to answer the question of, well, I know what people are going to think. They're going to be envious of me. It's very ego driven. It's a facade. And that's why people do it, and more power to them. There are certain designers and labels I love, so I'm not going to, whatever on that. But I do it because it makes me feel better about myself. I don't care what other people think. Screw them. So anyway, the hem of the garment, if I can just touch the hem of the garment. And she did that, and she was healed. And Jesus stopped and was like, who touched me? And everyone around him is like, everyone's touching you, dude. What's your problem? I mean, get over it. Of course. What do you think? He's like, no. I felt energy flow out. He felt an energy shift. He felt that moment of healing that took place for her. A miracle happened, and he felt it energetically. Jesus was the best metaphysician that ever lived. He truly was. He was incredible. One of the best right there. But she touched the hem and she was healed because her faith, she believed, if I can do that, I will receive it. That's where her faith was. What is the hem of the garment for you? Where do you place your faith? Where do you believe, if I can just get something from them, I'll be taken care of? Is it working for you? This is all part of your ritual. You really need to pay attention. Definitely, we all need to pay attention. Okay. We all need to pay attention to where we are putting our faith and our belief, because where we put that is where our power lies. And it needs to be inside of you. You have to have faith in yourself and believe, I can do this. How many people believe that I can get a reading from this person, they'll give me the answers that I need? And the person they go to will let them know what's in the energy around them. They'll let them know that. And that's all they can tell. It's up to the person to reach out and grab it. It's up to the person to have the faith to know, if I touch the hem of that garment, I will get this. And most people never do that because they expect it to just happen automatically without them doing a thing. Nothing happens when no action is taken. In order to receive energy, you have to put some sort of energy out. You can't just sit there and say, well, it's not happening. My life sucks. It's getting worse. It will continue to get worse until you choose to take some form of action. In order to receive, you have to give. Give to receive. It's how that works. I'm going to pull one more card for you to read for the person in front of you, because, you know, they paid for a 30-minute reading and you still have a few minutes left. So, you know, as a professional, you want to do them right? So I'm going to pull one more card from the Soul Helper Oracle. So just to recap, this is what you have in front of you. You have the "You Were Never Mine" letter. You have the ritual card in front of you, and then you have the "Follow Your Vision." So the last card is going to come from this same deck, and that card is, we're going for a big finish here, so you should get a tip off of this reading. You do so good at it. Oh, it jumped out. Okay, and this is where, as a reader, you're going to think to yourself, oh my God, you can't make this up. Here it is. Leave your usual social circles behind. Seek out true companions. I remember I was talking about how our rituals can be disrupted by people around us that don't believe the practices that we follow or think we're crazy, whatever. This is the last final card that you're going to give to yourself. Leave your social circles behind. Seek out true companions. True companions are those that do not judge you. They support you in what you do. When you share something with them, they're supportive. If you do something that fails, they're not going to come back with, well, you know, you should have known better. And, you know, maybe it's not for you. You should just give up. You know, only losers do that anyway. Blah, blah, blah. Negative, negative, negative. Those are not good. That's not good energy. You want energy that's there with you, that supports you all the time. And your social circles can be the circles of death. Truly, it's like a death spiral sometimes, that they just are not there for you. They are jealous if you move ahead from them. A circle pretty much stays the same. They stay in the same place. They don't migrate around that much. So if you're with a group of people that's just stagnant, and they are happy with the status quo, because if they changed, what would people think? What will the social circle think if you walk away? You probably already know. It's time to walk away. So change your social circles. Change your social circles. Change the circle of energy around you. Allow yourself to spiral upward and keep going. Leave them where they are. There's this old thing about it's hard to fly with the eagles when you're stuck in the farmyard with the chickens. There's a lot of truth to that. or the other one, if you play with dog eat do, you're bound to get it on you. It's true too. So those are the cards, and that's the reading. I hope that you have provided yourself a great message tonight, that these cards have spoken and resonated with you, and that you were able to provide a very professional, insightful, and in-depth reading to the sitter in front of you, because that was you. You played both roles tonight. As I said in the beginning, there's a very special guest reader here tonight, and that reader has been you. Thank you for joining me on the metaphysical journey. Thank you for reading for my beautiful audience tonight, which includes you. So I appreciate you, and I hope you all have a very wonderful evening. Good night.